Well, tomorrow is Plant a Tree Day. It's part of News Corp's long-standing environmental sustainability program called 1 Degree. And joining me live is Graham Ross, host of the Garden Clinic on 2GB and ambassador of Plant a Tree Day. So good to see you in the flesh.
You too, Janie. How are you? Good?
Very well indeed.
Excellent.
Look, this is a great initiative. Tell us about Plant a Tree Day.
Well, it's a bit light in news, but you know, there's 24 million of us. We all know what's happening with the weather. We all know what's happening with bushfires 2 years ago and 12 months ago. Now we've got floods all up and down the country. And you can't not connect some sort of climate concern about that. News Corp's concern is decided, OK, let's do something real. Let's get Australians planting trees. So tomorrow is a national campaign to Plant a Tree Day. Now, Bunnings have partnered up with them. I've seen the trees. They're great. Some are shrubs. So if you've got a courtyard or balcony, then plant a shrub and a tree, a grevillea or a Banksia or something in a pot. It'll be great. It'll stay there for years. If you've got a bit of space or a courtyard or a garden, then go out and plant yourself a tree. They're free. The coupon will be in all the News Corp newspapers throughout Australia. So it's a national campaign. Even if half of the population, 12 million Aussies, plant trees, how good would that be? Well,
yeah, it's like one little thing, each of us, is going to make a huge difference, isn't it?
Yes, and that's exactly right. And I think we've always sort of, governments have got to do it, governments have got to do it. Well, in fact, we're all recycling plastic, we're recycling paper, cardboard, metals and all those things. You know, we're doing that in our homes now. The next step is if we can improve the air quality, start sucking some of the dramas out of the sky, we can have a real major benefit just by individuals planting a tree, and that's what it's about.
And it's great for families as well. I mean, children learning to do that as well. Are we seeing more at schools, Graham?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. In fact, right around the country, I had a great Thursday. I went out to Rooty Hill Primary School,
nice.
An amazing cross-section of kids. It was so exciting. They've got a garden club. Primary school's got a garden club. How good's that? So a lot of primary schools do. And we had a little planting program. Those photographs will be in the papers tomorrow. But the good thing is that they're engaged. You know, they're already growing veggies in their little gardens. The ones and which is great. The ones I'm really concerned about are the high school. We've got to engage with high school kids. Tomorrow, have a party, have a celebration. Remember grandpa or grandma that used to help you with your garden or help you with your homework or whatever. Somebody's birthday, you know, whatever it is, just celebrate. And plant a tree. And, you know, I know the East Coast is pretty wet. Then maybe mound the soil up a little bit and plant it into slightly higher mound or plant it into a pot. And when it's dry, put it down to the garden.
What is it about some people without a green thumb that you just can't plant the trees? It just dies on you.
Yeah, look, I think if it's a small plant and the plants tomorrow will be small, then they can go into, you know, a 3 or 4 inch pot, you know, so it doesn't need to go into a giant pot. And then once the soil dries out, they can plant that out into the garden. But a lot of the plants that will be available at Bunnings are in fact shrubs. So you can grow those in a balcony, on a windowsill, in a courtyard for years in a tub. Just increase it over the next couple of years. Good quality potting mix. Plenty of sunshine. They're all natives. I didn't mention it.
There you go.
They're all native plants, which is, you know, we've got Bunnings all around Australia, so there'll be plants local that they can plant happily and safely into their gardens.
And the aim is around 170,000,
Yes, minimum. Be good to run out. Yeah. How good would that be?
It sure would. And tell us about your show on 2GB. Right.
Well, you know, in 1980, when we started the program at 2GB, we didn't realise that 42 years later, Easter Saturday is our 42nd birthday.
Oh, congratulations.
You know, a lot of people say, really? Although I say it's just gardening. But it has an enormous audience. And now we're relayed throughout the country. And, of course, once the program went online, we've got people listening in Ireland, Western Samoa, all over Australia. Calls come in from Victoria, Queensland, all over the place. There are gardeners in the middle of the night that are sitting doing their work, listening to us with their earphones in Copenhagen because they ring. So how good is that? But the Garden Club we started 2 years later at the request of Spike Milligan, believe it or not. Wow. It was an outdoor broadcast of the Royal Easter Show, which has just started. And we were broadcasting from the Royal Easter Show. Spike came out as a guest and had so much fun. And he said, you've got to take all these people, put them on a boat, sail out through the heads and never come back. And I said, well, it's a bit difficult because I've got a radio show to do tomorrow. And he said, look, at least form a club. And he called it the Sir Nigel Molesworthy Glee Club. And I said, oh, a bit long. And he said, well, what's this? And I said, well, it's the Garden Clinic. So he said, call it the Garden Clinic Club. So that was 2 years. That was 82. So the show is 42 years old and the cub's 40. So it's been a long time.
Awesome.
But, there's a lot of gardeners. And with COVID, we've had this massive explosion.
Huge.
Into gardening.
And like as you said, it's great to see, kids in primary school getting along with it
yes.
as well. So good to see you. Congratulations on your anniversary. And
Thanks,
yes,
darling.
Planetary Day tomorrow, and more information in the News Corp papers. Graham Ross, I've always been a big fan. Great to see you.